still participate, because I think it's really important that we discuss this, because it's an issue that's affected a really wide range of people and a large area across the northern regions.
I'm here today just to learn a little bit about, the impacts of the wet weather we've had, and options and opportunities to improve vegetation, habitat.
And my role here today is the MC for the event, which is terrific. I've been speaking to a lot of people, I think just through the material that we've been putting out. We've been just trying to make sure that people know as much as they can about what we're doing with our response to the flood and emergency effort. And it's been immense on so many different levels for everyone. What has happened in the hinterland with the landslides and the roads and the bridges and everything else is, it's devastating.
Supply most of the plants for the North Coast, rainforest in particular, and so a lot of people have lost a lot of their hard work over the years. They can't get onto sites because it's so wet. They can't prepare the ground for a lot of the plantings that they've planned, and it's quite a difficult year for everybody.
Climate Resilient Garden Guide. We've attempted to pick on plants that we knew would be resilient. There's a number of people in the area that are working on it, going around looking at all the plants that are suitable. And
Got your lomandras in the back here, which are more of a sort of ground cover, but I have like a very complex root structure that's great for holding the bank together.
Brunswick Valley Landcare, I think, have a great role in this community in the future to really help and encourage and inspire people to put the right plants in the right place for our landscapes.
You taking these plants somewhere?
Yep, the plant in the mud.
What, mud at your place?
Yes.
Okay, and you have a lot of mud at your place?
Tons.
Yeah, is that all from the recent flooding?
Yes, it is.
So you got some trees here?
I do. These are for creek stabilisation, and we suffered not only major creek erosion but also landslides on our property.
Plant more trees, more plants, more lomandras, to try and hold some of that soil. So we'll be talking today about that, showing lots of slides, and hoping engaging the audience in some of their ideas and some of their experiences. Planting deeper, we're planting denser, we're planting the right species to try and help these banks stabilise.
And certainly it's a good time to plant now with the nice moist ground.
Look, it is. It is. If you're happy to brave the leeches and the mud.
So what brings you here today?
We were affected by the floods, and it was just great to be here and garner some information about planting and erosion, and just to know we're not alone. There's a lot of people who've been affected.
Yeah. And you're still restoring your property, or is that just...
We haven't started yet. The rain hasn't stopped. Today's the first sunny day, but, when the rain stops, we'll be there.
because of the floods, our community has come together in a big way, and we really want to get things happening and keep things moving.
We are in the heart of some of the destruction at Wilson's Creek, which is where I live, in the hinterland of Byron Shire. These are major landslips and a lot of slope erosion, as well as, of course, infrastructure destruction, which makes it really difficult to actually get there to deal with things.
Just from today's talk and presentation, some of the take-home notes were, I think we really need to ensure that we plant out riparian strips much wider than we do. With the impacts of climate change, we're just going to see more and more floods like this. So we really need to start to change the way we think and protect more of the land. I think the most important thing that Landcare can do is actually get people together and talking and sharing information. That's a good start.
It's been a great event. There's been some fantastic talks. There's been local experts, and everybody here is really just craving that knowledge and the information because, it's an unprecedented event, if we couldn't use those words again, and everybody's just craving as much information as they can because a lot of people just have no idea what to do. And probably one of the best messages was for just do as much as you can. Just bite off a small chunk and get that sorted, and then if you've got the energy, go on to the next part.
Do you think climate change is directly responsible for the recent flooding events?
Absolutely. I believe. The conditions were so extreme. We've got friends in our valley that have lived there 50, 60 years. They've never encountered anything like it. So this is obviously a cycle that is completely out of the ordinary.
As the BOM report that came out this week, it showed that this rainfall event, this intense rainfall event was facilitated by climate change. It wasn't caused by climate change, but it was facilitated by it, and it will happen in other areas. And there's people in other areas that want to know what to do if it happens to them. What are they going to do? Because it's a new thing for many of us. Landslips in this area to this extent is a new thing in this area. Just in my valley alone, there's over 100 landslips. Yeah. Our road is almost impassable, but we're getting there, and we know one day that we'll have a road again.
The devastation that we're seeing is just incredible. It's heartbreaking, and it's a little bit overwhelming a lot of the times just to see riparian rehabilitation projects of 20 years, even 30 years, totally all washed down and now bobbing around in the ocean is really confronting.
There's no doubt that climate change and what we're doing to the earth is speeding things up. We'll see. We can only do what we can only do today.
These issues of erosion, landslip, they are now so front and centre. This is what we've got going on. Floods were one thing, but there's a huge part of our shire that's impacted by landslip. Erosion is filling our creeks and waterways. These are such huge issues.
It's been an incredibly amazing time for all of us. And it's 5 months now, I think, since the event of February 28, and we're still trying to get some answers, trying to work out where to go from here. We still have roads in the upper catchment that are impassable, and it's going to be a long time. It's going to be a long, slow recovery.
I think there's also a hell of a lot of determination and spirit.
There's a lot of strong people in this community.
There's a lot of strong people, with a lot of skill, talent and passion for the valley, for the environment, for rebuilding and doing it the right way. This workshop's just provided so much valuable information.
And do you think it's important for people to join community organisations like this, to be involved?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, everyone has a different way of getting involved and supporting the environment, but organisations like this are a great way to meet like-minded people, to learn, to create connections and to just keep really re-inspired and energised.
It's great to see Landcare and the community coming together, because a lot of people will be feeling really isolated and on their own, but events like this can help make some friendships, help get support and help get people working together, sharing ideas, sharing resources and hopefully making a bit of a difference in people's lives.
It's everybody. It's absolutely up to everybody to say, right, this is happening. What are we collectively going to do about it?